Game number 2 is going to be on Ghost Lake. Grass takes a swift first victory over Hells in that first one with that Norse mirror. Now he's piloting the Loki, is Grass, and he's up against Hells on the Shenong. Now, Loki is one of my favorite gods to play. I absolutely love a Loki game, but there are a few matchups that Loki just struggles with, and Shenong is one of them. So we'll see what Hells can do in this one. This will be a great way for him to just bite back, basically. But it isn't the easiest. Loki has had some buffs. He can always do some big raids, maybe coming in with some berserks raiding, coming in with the hearses that have now got a little bit more speed. So Grass can still play that raiding style. And the map is Ghost Lake. And if we're on Ghost Lake, it's always worth checking the gold mines, first of all. And it is a 1 gold mine variant. Both players have a somewhat defendable gold mine. This one could be easy to just have a wall across for Hells, and then a back one for Grass with a similar wall situation. But the rest of it, 2 gold mines on this side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on this right side. So the players will definitely want to go for the right side whenever they're thinking about some kind of map pressure. And Grass's build here, he knows exactly how many villagers he wants to advance with, not bothering with just queuing them out whenever he needs to. Just getting his dwarves in, getting his 3 gatherers, and that'll be his advance time, I assume. The only thing is, playing Loki on Ghost Lake, I love the soup build. I'm a big proprietor of the soup build, which is grab your hearses nice and early, but not something that you can really do on Ghost Lake because there's all these goats, and then you basically have no goats, and it's a little bit rough for you. You can get away with it and just play goatless, but it's a little bit of a bad situation for yourself. So you've got 11 goats on Grass's side, and then on this side, on Hells' side, 9. So very, very even. I think there's probably a couple more left to grab. Yes, there is up there. There is some more up there. So pretty even. So definitely worth going for that style instead. And then Hells going to be dropping his temple here. I don't really like the temple being this forward anymore. It's something that players have done for so long. But up against someone like Loki that just wants to come in and just deal with you, basically. Just come, bring the hearses, and just keep whacking their hammers on whatever they can find. And the temple is going to be that. If there's no units out, of course, there's more than likely going to be some fire archers or something to defend. But maybe your fire archers are out of position, your temple's going to get hit down. It's just not cut and dry. Grass going to be dropping his temple. He's getting one more dwarf out, and he is going to go for that Forseti angle. Because he showed how strong he is with this raiding style in the first game. I think Forseti makes so much sense. So Grass going in for something similar, just going in for the infantry instead of those cavalry. And it's going to be the Shio on the side of Hells, mainly for that lightning weapons. Lightning weapons up against the Norse is rough for the Norse player, let's say. Also, of course, having the upgrade for your halberdier if Grass decides to go into any raiding cavalry. I think raiding cavalry at some point you definitely need as the Loki for kind of picking off units or just applying pressure, similar to the last game. Relics coming through. So we've got myth units, movement speed plus 5% of base. I don't expect any myth unit situation to come through from Hells. It's not something you can really do up against Loki, especially after that hero speed buff. So the Yahtze's 5.6 speed. The hearses, after their double upgrade, are going to be more than that anyway. Oh, we have the names. We have the names of the hearses. So for anyone that donated some money towards the cause, we've got Honey here, El Cucino, and we've got Wilfor. And then do we have another one? Acality. Here we go. The hearses coming through. Maybe they were in the last game and I just didn't notice. But I definitely need to be clicking on these hearses to see who it is. There's no Egyptians yet, so we can't click on any of those to see what their names are. It's going to be villagers gathering huntables. A little bit of a bonus. It's when you play this map pack, you get the special names. So people have donated to have their names in just to show the support for the Athens Lan. And the Yahtze is going to be coming through, getting some good damage done, but no upgrades on that bad boy. So it does take a few hits, and Grass more than quick enough to deal with that one. And then does bring Mr. Solomon back. A great defensive unit, Mr. Solomon. And Honey and the crew going forward is going to be greeted by Pioneers, Fire Archers, and the like. And the Spy on the Pioneers on the backside, knowing that he's probably not going to be able to attack those Pioneers and just wants to know exactly where the army of Hells is. Versus moving back. Is there another one? No, I think we got every single one. Definitely need to be looking out for those. On this top side, Grass does take this opportunity to move out onto the Caribou. And Hells sitting in his base for the time being, as he did drop the Shenong's farm, so he does have a little bit more time on his starting boards. And Hells on this side, basically just fully walling in. He's got his Quafus that he's building out, basically on auto queue. I think he's auto queued both. This is an interesting shout. If you have the resources, he wants a Quafu, but if he doesn't, he's happy to have a peasant. It's a fine way to go. You can always just manually cast them as well, or manually train them whenever you want. But having them auto queue on both, just when I have resources, I want it. When I don't, I don't. That's it. Berserk does have 11 HP. Peasant can probably turn around and shank, but Hells is not paying attention. This is going to be a huge win for Grass there. He also picked off one at the top side. Just not paying attention. The Berserks do crazy damage. Like, absolutely crazy damage. You have to be watching out for them, but they die instantly. They just have no HP there. I think the Peasant could have turned around basically when he was half HP and probably won that fight. But a huge double pick off for Grass. He'll be happy with that one. And this is the style that I thought he would definitely play. Bring these guys out. Jesse Suarez. Nailed it. I'm sure that's what it says. Okay. A random guy, dude, fellow. What a name. What a name. Coming through. And if we move over to Grass's perspective, he can see exactly what is going on. You're going to be using your units to defend your food source, so he knows that is the case. And no cheeky wall again. No, just a little tiny wall down this side. The Hearses do have their double upgrade as well, so they are 5.5 speed. And this is when the Raiders do start to come through. On this side, I think Hells smartly drops the second lot of Shenong's farms. He's got enough favor. He doesn't want to spend it on the myth units we mentioned earlier, just because there's just so many Hearses. There's no need to spend it there. And he doesn't want to build too many Quafus. I guess he is going this auto queue one and the other. So a little bit more food, a little bit more safe food before he has to jump onto his chickens, his berry bushes, and then finally his goats. So I think it's a great shout. Could even go for another one of those 10 favorites. Probably worth it. And this gathers similarly to Hunt, so why not? Whereas Grass, not being aggressed on at all, could even just send the Chong-Chi over, because he's going to be useless in this fight. There's no reason not to send him over to the Gatherers, just to even just... you see, he's just going to be taken down so quick. The Hearses are going to be coming around the backside on those Fire Archers, and the Lightning Weapons is going to be able to force Grass away, though. But Grass has got rid of the Lightning Weapons for 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hammers are down? Maybe that's a 5th hammer as well. So 5 units going down, 6 units going down. Maybe the last 2 a little bit rough for Grass, but that is something that you just have to deal with. And he did force it out of Hell, so he must have wanted to do that, because he could know that could come through at any moment. Mr. Solomon, 40 HP, coming back to life. But the Chong-Chi, now he's going to start raiding. Definitely send that boy over to the hunt source. That's exactly where he's going. He's assuming that Grass is probably going to be on this hunt source. Why not? And the Gatherer going to be taking some damage. Hells does notice that one. Also just sending Sky Lanterns through to the main base so he can see all of the Hearses. All the Hearses will come through to deal with this Chong-Chi, but Chong-Chi should be able to get 1 kill. Does manage to get that, and then he should be able to run away from those Hearses, no problem. Hit that Q button. He's up in the air. Does take a couple of whacks, but actually just 1 whack before he gets back. But this is it. It isn't just a villager kill. It's forcing 8 Hearses to run over here. Maybe a bit of an overreaction, but still, it's forcing a reaction from your opponent, and it's what you need to do whenever you can, basically. Machine Workshop coming down. Grass trying to get in. Hell's playing a much cleaner game in this one. He's also dropping his house. Probably will have another house on this side, stopping that annoying Hearse raid coming through. I think he just let the last one get away from him just a little bit, and is definitely got a firm foot in this one. There is a little bit of a game pause going on. I'll look on Discord to see if they said why. So they've not said why. So hopefully this becomes unpaused. There we go. It is. It just needs a little pause from me. Otherwise, the game gets a little bit confused because it thinks it's paused and then it thinks it's not. But we are back, and the Machine Workshop going down. So they have resolved whatever the problem was. Double Heroic Cage coming through. Bragi on the side of Grass is going to be through first. And then there's going to be a Rusho on the side of Hells. Rusho with your Fey Beast is a great counter to Throwing Axeman. But I don't think there's any Throwing Axeman out yet. So I don't imagine a swift drop of that coming through will really get much damage done against the Hearses that can just counter the Fey Beast because they are myth units very, very quickly. And then the Raiding Cavalry that can just run away. So the Tau Swordsman upgrades and the Baihu, obviously insane. So makes sense to go through it for later, but I wouldn't go for that kind of quick, let's catch out my opponent, or maybe just wait for some Throwing Axemen to come through or something like that. Al Pacino and the boys want to come through on this side. And the Machine Workshop is going to be hit a little bit. Chongqi again, coming back. Just send him over. Babies coming through. And it's just more Hearses. How many Hearses does Grass have? He's got 18. He's got 18 Hearses. I guess one thing about just building pure Hearses is there's no strict kind of Hippaspis type creature to stop it. Obviously, you have the archers. All archers are good against these. But the Hearses are so quick that maybe they can get away. Maybe this is just a great comp now. They've been buffed slightly up against Hells, and they're potentially going to be a Flaming Weapons to come through. There's going to be no Lightning Weapons as a counter to it, but the Fey Beast is going to be dropped, and a nice wall from Hells. But can he actually defend against this? The Fey Beast plus wall combo is working out for him nicely. Big troll spawn on this bottom side, though. Although the units are also getting caught out up on this side. Fey Beast do go down. Nice little wall from Hells there, but he has lost a couple of villagers. Maybe not losing as many units as he thought, but the villagers were subjected to a little bit of pain on the receiving end of those hammers. Now the Fire Archers coming through will be able to clear up everything, and I don't think Grass would have been happy with that Flaming Weapons. A great wall set up by Hells, expecting that one, and the Hearses all going down. This top side, though, some villagers are definitely going to be going down. Maybe the Shenong's farms are going to need to be aggressed on from Grass. And the Halberdiers do need to run away. They were there for the Raiding Cavalry, but there's no Raiding Cavalry around here at all. One thing Grass did get from that, though, as it was all Hearses with Flaming Weapons with huge amounts of damage coming through, is he has 115 favor. He can have another Healing Spring if he wants to get all these guys back up to full. Probably not the best in this situation, but he could go for that. He could save up for another Flaming Weapons, or just go pure Battle Boar, come back in. Could be a huge play. You kind of need to set up for the Battle Boar, though. They cost a lot of gold, so you need a few more dwarves. 11 dwarves, maybe that is even enough to do that. Terracotta Riders coming through. Jordan Gamler loves his Battle Boars. They've also been buffed again. I don't know why we're buffing Battle Boars. I think whoever's buffing Battle Boars isn't a Loki player, because they are good. Yeah, you can just turn around and shank these guys. They go down to 1 HP, so they can just be shanked, no problem. Grass is probably going to retreat. Yeah, he does see the Dao Swordsman out of the corner of his vision. Would have definitely seen that there. And Hells does run away. Hells in a good spot here, military-wise. It's also very close on the villagers, even after losing just a couple there. And what is he going for here? Getting a tower on one of his buildings. It's also getting his Dao Swordsman upgrades. So just infantry do get a little bit of divine damage. So that also does help out his halberdiers as well. And this is a comp that Grass will struggle with at this point. Unless he has some kind of Huskars coming through. He is getting those Jarls in. How many halberdiers are there? There's only 5 halberdiers, so I really like the Jarl. That's a great find from Grass, just to know that that's coming through. The issue is that Hells does have these Sky Lanterns, so he can see. He's like, oh, he's only going Jarls and Myth units. Well, it looks like I'm going to build... That's it. Going to build some halberdiers. I was thinking he's building Fire Archers. They were already sat in that queue. But he's just been like, yep, I just need to get up to 175 pop of more. And Grass doesn't doesn't quite have the amount of units in to deal with this. Jarls are great horses to soak up that damage, but they don't deal much damage at all, really. Need some throwing axemen, need something, need berserks, need something to deal the damage, or just the myth units even. If you just get some trolls out, some battle boars, something like that. Even just the hearses coming back out. Something with a big hammer is usually worth it. And the hammers are back over here. Hammers coming in, dealing with this. There is a little bit of a wall gone down. Frost Giant spawn. It's going to be pretty big, but there is Zhang Xia here. Going to be dealing with this one. A nice raid from Grass, though. This is what he wants with his hearses. It's where the hearses do shine with their new fancy bit of speed. And on this top side, it looks like it's only fire archers left. All of those frontline halberdiers have gone down, and Grass winning on both sides. He is going to be getting an Einery spawn. That the Einery does go down. You can just turn around, get rid of that guy, get him out of here, and the Pioneers going to be running back, going to be running behind the wooden wall, and should be going after the Great Jarls. Great Jarls do turn around and book it, of course. And still, the gold mine not really defended either. There's a cheeky wall here, but not too much. But Grass brought himself back into that one very, very nicely. Also grabbing himself a town center, and huge on the villager kills. I didn't realize he got that many. He didn't do too badly in the fight either, and thinking that a town center might even go unnoticed from Hells. But this is a great town center. It has so many gold mines next to it. We saw this one. We saw this one. Has 3 gold mines in the vicinity to be able to defend. This one's a little bit out there, but still 2 very easy to defend gold mines with a few walls, longhouses coming down. Imagine some dwarves will be made from this town center, go straight to the gold mine. Absolutely. I kind of like the grab of this gold mine also. Grabbing 1 gold mine early and then transitioning up to this top side. Hillfort coming in to defend it as well. I like how Grass is playing it. Hells could get some big damage done on this side though. Is there something that Grass knows about? No, but he does have Eyes of the Forest. Eyes of the Forest means that he can see this from so far away. This huge pack of blue coming forward. There is a wooden gate here, and the slow army of Hells will be able to take out some dwarves to get himself back even. But this is all his army moving over here. We'll have to take down the gate as well. And what does Grass do? Does he just sacrifice those, saying, I got enough villager kills, I'm just going to distract you while I get set up on this side, which is exactly what he wants to do. He can also aggress on this side, because basically the whole army of Hells is on this side. He's going to go for it again. There is a tower from the machine workshop or something. One of these buildings does have a little bit of a tower on it, and the berserks hearses are low, but it is only 1 tower at the end of the day, meaning fire archers do come in, and Grass will have to pack his bags. But the Quafu to just retreat back to this gold mine. Maybe staying on this gold mine a little bit too long, but does make sense while you can be there, but he did lose quite a few villagers for it. The dwarves all do go down on this side. Yeah, we didn't see any get out of there. They did! You can't make that rotation with all your army and let 6 villagers get away. That's criminal. That's criminal that Grass gets away with that. So, nice play by Grass to somehow manage that. We were distracted by the hearses on this side. I guess Hells was also distracted. But the dudes just, they are not quick. They are slow. They've got 4 speed each. And they are only just slightly quicker than those villagers. So if they just do a quick juke, the villagers are out of there. Hells, rightly so, getting a few sages out, knowing that the myth units of Grass are going to come through at some point with 243 favor and a dream. But this one is looking a little bit rough now. Grass will be able to get away round his longhouses. Kind of, they are in the way. He has built them in a not the best spot to run from. But Grass does have another flaming weapons. He's just edged over that 250 favor. So this could be an option for Grass if he wants to go for it. No lightning weapons on the other side. But how much damage do the fire archers do? They are stuck in this position. Is it ever worth deleting your hill fort to be able to get onto these units? Maybe not. Maybe that's a little bit of a weird thing. Anyway, hill fort doing some damage. Hundun on the backside do go down. But fire archers up against all of the hearses. They're in just such a good spot that there's no Huskarls. There's hardly any units that really counter these guys. And the fire archers have done 5k damage. You thought it was a good option, the flaming weapons. Maybe deleting the hill fort might have actually done something. That sounds crazy. But I would never think of that while playing, though. That is something that I definitely got to bring up. You never think of that when you're playing, but when you're watching, you're like, why didn't the guy delete his hill fort? But now Hell's in a terrific spot. We'll be able to take down the hill fort. Of course, fire archers do big damage to buildings. There are some great yards on the backside. There isn't much frontline for Hells. I don't know if he's overstaying his welcome, maybe. Definitely, I mean, he's here now. Take out the hill fort, then run. Do some kiting back with his fire archers. But even taking out the throwing axeman could be nice. There are some more blue units swarming in as well. And Grass trying to take the fight. He's going back on this top gold mine. I don't know why he doesn't go for this bottom one. But the blue units still alive, still doing damage. So many of these fire archers going down, but even 15 of them still got 4k damage. The Valkyrie putting in some serious work, though, as all the heroes have, of course, gone down. Defender's advantage coming through for Grass. And I just... Hells was in such a good spot there, but he just overstayed. Overstayed his welcome a little bit. I think he's still fine, but... Or is he fine? He is down on the villager numbers thanks to this town centre. And Grass does manage to survive that one with just all of his units spawning here. That was the difference maker. Now where does Hells go from here? It's such a great defense as well against that flaming weapons. He must have almost read it also. I mean, we thought it was coming. There's been no myth units, that many hearses. You know that there's a potential for something. Maybe a healing spring to go down. Flaming weapons is usually the one that people choose, but I think Healing Spring, second Healing Spring is definitely slept on. Hillfoot coming up on the front, and I don't think Hell sees this. No, he doesn't. Units are pretty blind, and the Hillfoot does go up, and the Dao Swordsman will be running away. That is for sure. Yeah, Neymar, I agree. I just don't think there was any need to go for the hill fort. He'd done the damage. The hill fort was almost dead also. Just run away, regroup, bring your units in. You'll take down that hill fort so quick if you just come back in 30 seconds time. But I just think he thought he was ahead and could just keep going. And now we're back to a somewhat even state of the game. Well played to Grass, though, to just keep spamming units to that position. That must have been so demoralizing after that flaming weapons. But in comes the Halberdier and squad again. Grass now does have the addition of a very strong unit up against the Chinese, which is Huskarls. Because the best counter to Huskarls really is the Fire Archer, but the Fire Archer does pierce damage, and the pierce damage of Huskarls make that a little bit rough for him. Our Swordsman going to be coming through, trying to get in, but the throwing axemen are in. And there could be another lightning weapons getting dropped down. Yes, there is. What is this going to do to all these red units? A battle board does get stunned away as well. And the battle board going to be dealing big damage on this side. Big Valkyrie spawn in the backside. I say big, it's probably not the best spawn that he could have got. A big rock giant spawn could have been nice there, but the throwing axemen mostly untouched on this backside. They're going to be having a good day against the Dao Swordsman, but they seem to be surviving for quite a while. Huge berserk transformation. You can see that the red villager bar has just gone down, and I think that is going to make Grass win this fight. Absolutely massive play. This is what you can do with the two town centers, is just convert however many it was there to those berserks. And we said how much damage they do earlier when Grass went on that raid with just one berserk, how quickly it takes out villagers. Imagine 14 of them. I think he built out a couple of those, but still, he was ahead about 10 villagers worth. Maybe there was all of those 15 berserks. Absolutely massive, and does manage to defend very, very nicely. Fire archers, though, should be able to deal with those berserks, no problem. Is there ballistics in? Yes, there is. So even though they are kind of quick berserks, they should be able to get away. Now, big rock giant spawn. Did come through a little bit late. Would have been nicer in that fight for Grass, but he will definitely take that. And Hells, I think this is a reluctant town center, I think. A little bit late on the town center, but after that big conversion, does keep him even in this game. The back and forth on this game is wild. Also, wide open. He's next to a longhouse. He does have 1,700 left in this gold mine. 1,300 left in this gold mine, and he has this gold mine that he can wall off. So I think it's a little bit greedy. The Berserk's coming over here, and the troll spawn as well. The Berserk's going to be taking out all of those peasants. All of these peasants go down as well. Huge play for Grass on this bottom side. Those Berserk conversions didn't just help him stay in the game. They're actually pulling him ahead right on this bottom side. All the villagers don't sit inside the tower either. They're such low HP. If there was a tower upgrade, these guys would just be slowly picked off very, very easily. What can Hells do on this top side? He needs to get something done while the Berserks are just going to town on him. And this is such a cheeky play on this Grass guy. Such a cheeky play. I don't know if Grass plays many team games. I think the Keen boys do play a lot. But this is such a team game strat of just stealing a back town center from somebody and they won't notice because, well, why would you even look down there until you need it, basically? There's no resources around it. Big play underneath the hill fort, double hill fort. Not sure if Hells wants to go for this, but he has so many units here. Maybe he does. There are lots of these Goaties to take out the Qinglong. Qinglong just backs away. Now the Goaties don't do too much up against this army. Maybe they're going to be okay up against some of those halberdiers. Don't have much pierce armor, so if you can focus those down with the Goaties, or just keep the Goaties back and just wait, basically. But the hill forts will be doing that slow chip damage, and Hell's wanting to get his Stout Swordsman through. He also brings in the Chuko Noob. We basically never see this unit, just because it attacks so slow. But if the unit's standing there and you're not running around with it, then it can be strong. It's just slow at attacking, slow at moving. It's just slow. The boy is slow. Qinglong coming in again, trying to get that big damage through. And Grass pulling ahead in villagers. Qinglong does go down. And Grass back up to 169 favor. And the Berserks will be getting caught out. But does Hells know about the town center? Oh, yep. Oh! Grass getting away with murder, taking the town center, and then gets away with his... How many guys was that? 8 units. Send them back to the healing spring. Why not? Oh! Just the tiny little things there. Those units would have gone down so quickly. And Grass doesn't really have that much population. Neither does Hells. Just a real scrappy game. Triple hill fort coming down on this position. And now the siege crossbow comes in. This is exactly what Hells needs to break this position. Battleborg going to be spawning. Sages need to come back through for Hells, for sure. You know that there's going to be spawns. You just need to bring a Sage. You need to keep him in your back pocket at all times. And I think Hells kind of... I don't know if he needs to attack at this point. And he agrees. And Grass does manage to take that one. I think just going into 3 hill forts. Once there's a 3rd hill fort up, you just go, you know what, just have that gold mine. I'm going to attack somewhere else. Well played to Grass there. That was a crazy, absolutely crazy game. The Berserks, the Flaming Weapons attack, first of all, how did that not work? Great play by Hell to just stand his ground rather than trying to run away. But then the Berserk transformation from Grass keeps him in it. And then the Berserks with the town center and the huge raid definitely bring him over the finish line. Well played to Grass in this really tough matchup as well.